guys, and welcome back to another Friday.
It's Friday.
Not even gonna say it.
I had that so you would say it. I'm stealing her lines, and I just stole her other line, saying I'm stealing her lines. You know what that means.
It's Friday.
We're in the cigar lounge. Get to plug that in,
It is plugged in.
like to the charger.
It should be fully charged.
You say so. If you say so.
It should be. It was fully charged. It was charging the whole time it was upstairs, so it should be fully charged.
Like you just unplugged it, you know? Remember, because when you were charging it was running the whole time too?
Yeah, but when I unplugged it, I turned it off, so it shouldn't. I mean, it was
just
plugged
making sure. It's
in,
fine.
so it should
Fine.
be fully charged.
It's okay.
Why would it
It's
not
okay.
be charged?
It's
It's
fine.
weird.
What do you mean?
It'd be weird if it was plugged in and wasn't charged. That's all I'm saying. Like, even if it was on.
Okie dokie. It's all about the Rocky Patel tonight.
Alright. Now you're gonna start the podcast?
Sure. Whatever you want to talk about.
It's Friday, so you know what that means. Friday nights in the cigar lounge. So, tonight, we decided that our topic was going to be creating versus destruction.
Yes, it is.
But before we jump in, like always, would you like to share what kind of cigar you are smoking tonight?
Tonight I am smoking a Rocky Patel Vintage 1990. This is one that I got in a tubo set for Christmas from my dad. He also got me a Rocky Patel not triple, it's five torch lighter for the video. You can't really see it even in the video. And he also got me this Rocky Patel ashtray. If you're listening to just the podcast, there will be pictures posted on our Instagram pages. But yeah, so tonight is all about Rocky Patel. It has been one of my relatively newer favorite cigars. I always used to like the Nub cigar, but ever since I've been smoking Rocky Patel, I've never had a real bad experience with them or a bad smoke. So I've been getting more of them and liking them. This cigar I have is I'm going to say it's a Habano wrap. I haven't looked anything up on it, so I don't know for sure. I don't think it's a dark Maduro wrap. I could be wrong though. I'll look some information up on it and fill you guys in on how it tastes and what I could pull from it. Jeremiah actually bought one of these at the store the other day, and he had one. And I told him, oh, I got one in my humidor. I'll smoke it on Friday and let you know what I think of it.
You just like got it from like.
He bought it from the store in Portage.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep. So I cut it with the punch on the bottom of my 5-torch Rocky Patel lighter, and then I will toast it and light it up, and here we go.
So this week, like I said, our topic is going to be creating versus destruction. And I felt like this could be an interesting topic because, like, especially with right now, what's going on with the coronavirus and everything, specifically with people pulling down the statues, which I think is like, which is funny to me. It's like we created these statues in like remembrance of certain like events and certain people and certain things that were going on, and they're kind of like what these statues represented, and instead of, like, if you watch the news, they're saying, like, instead of asking, like, hey, can we...
Instead of petitioning to
Yeah.
take them down by law, by, right of law, they're just going and putting ropes around them and trying to tear them down.
So I feel like this was, like, part of, like, a good thing to discuss, because people took time to obviously create these statues, and people are just ripping them down and being destructed and destroying them. And I also started thinking about this as, like, even over the decades, how much we've grown and how much things have changed. The buildings that people would build, and then we would destroy them to build other buildings in their places. And I feel like no matter what decade you look in, there's always going to be some type of creation and then destroying it and recreating again. And I just thought it's very interesting that there are a lot of things that we will create and then we just destroy them.
Yeah.
Kind of like, not that we, like, created the ocean or anything, but like throwing plastic in the ocean and stuff like that is like destroying the sea life. And
Destroying could be, there's a lot of meanings to destroying, and it's not just something you created that can be destroyed. It's the planet, it's the lives of people could be destroyed.
Yep.
You could create life, you could destroy life.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's not saying that, like, we always create things and then, like, we set out to, like, destroy them. But even during this time of the COVID, it was like the pictures of certain cities, you could see that with all of the pollution and stuff in the air, with the planes and everything, like, it wasn't in the air, and it almost gave our planet, like, that time to just breathe for a minute and, like, maybe take that time to just be, like...
The wildlife and
Yeah.
animals were taken back over, like they said. And there was one town, I forget if it was in California somewhere, or I don't know what town it was, so don't quote me on this, on what town it was, but it was the animals, let's say the bears or whatever, they haven't been seen in that part of the town for decades.
Yeah.
And since coronavirus, since people have been scarce and people have been locked inside, the animals started to take back over, and you see them more in the towns where you've never seen them, because there's no people to scare them away. So they are starting to go into these towns, and even like in New York City, it's maybe not something that is a good thing, but like the rats are all starving because all the restaurants were closed down.
Oh.
So they had nothing to eat from the dumpsters and stuff, because all the restaurants and bars and stuff were
Yeah.
closed down, so there's no scraps and garbage. So it was like the rats were just out in public, like trying to find food, like walking right up to people.
Oh my gosh.
It was more of a survival thing for
Yeah.
them, but
Wow. Well, that's another thing, like, I think too, like, sorry everybody, but I can't think of where that was, where they were trying to create that zone of, like, Detroit, right?
no.
No. Where was it?
Seattle,
I think it was, like, Seattle,
I
where
don't know. I think it was Seattle.
they were creating that zone of where the cops don't come in, and we're gonna create a new little town, and we're gonna supply the food and everything, but they were destroying the buildings and stuff around it to create this town. And that was another thing too, like,
It wasn't even, well, we don't need to get into all the politics and stuff, but it wasn't even like, they were going in to create this free zone.
yeah,
So they went in to create this free zone so that no cops or anything, they didn't have any jurisdiction there basically.
right,
So if someone's in that zone, if you're in this three city block zone,
right,
the cops, they'll try to go in, but they might get pushed out or they won't even respond to the calls inside that zone.
right,
So you could create this thing, but it's in turn destroying things.
it's destroying like the city itself that
Yeah.
that's in. And that's like, I don't want to like keep bringing up like what's going on in the world with coronavirus, but it's almost when you think about people created businesses, people created restaurants. There's people that had almost like just started a business for rioters and
I was
everything.
saying, the riots in Minneapolis,
Just destroyed them.
again, not to get political, but the black-owned business that was just about to open his new sports bar got
Yes.
completely destroyed by rioters and looters, and they were inside the building when it was happening.
Yep.
And they're like, we're the owners, why are you looting on us and rioting on us when, we're the
Owners.
same race?
Yes. And they just didn't care. And they
Because
were
that's
trying
not
to,
what they're there for.
and they were trying to explain to them like they were taking a safe and there's nothing in that safe. Like there's no money. Like we didn't even
They
open.
were about to have their grand opening like that weekend or something, maybe.
But there's so many businesses during this time that people are trying to create, and they were trying to get their foot in the door, and people, the rioters, not protesters, because we're not going to get into that protesters and rioters, they're definitely two different things, but the rioters just came in and they destroyed it. Just like the people that, yes, it was wrong that the cops killed that guy that was drunk in his car at the Wendy's, but then you had rioters go and blow up and bring fire to a Wendy's, and you burnt down a Wendy's. Like, it's just...
Burned down the whole freaking city,
Yeah.
almost.
When you think about the time right now, it's almost like we create these beautiful things, these beautiful cities, these places where people live and we're happy, and then these things happen in the world and people go like stir crazy, and like something happens and people get an uproar, and then instead of like peacefully trying to figure things out, we just start destroying the things on this earth that we shouldn't be destroying. And then it's almost like once we've destroyed like what we're going to destroy these businesses, and we're going to destroy these restaurants, and we're going to destroy people's living and make it so hard for everybody else, and then after everything's over, then we have to start recreating and rebuilding and redoing new businesses and new restaurants and starting over again. And I kind of feel like it's almost like that throughout the like decades. It's like,
There's always people that have rioted and protested and stuff like that, but I mean, when you look at any civilization and stuff, the fall of like the Roman Empire and just things like that, how you build out this big civilization and then it gets destroyed overnight. Not overnight, but
right.
get what I mean.
Well, and that's kind of like, too, like, destruction could be like wars. Like, when you go to war with, like, when countries go to war with another country, you're now in another country destroying, like, people's homes they created and people's businesses there, too. Like, you build and create, like, this whole like living for people, and then wars happen and they just go across and destroy and kill everything. And it's just, to me, I just like feel like it's just crazy that it's almost like always repeated. Like
You don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it.
yeah, like we're always constantly like.
And that's the bad thing when you pull down these monuments and statues. Like, I understand if whatever, the guy owned slaves.
Right.
Or he was a racist, whatever.
Yeah.
But you learn from your history. If you try to forget it, and then you're, like I said, you're gonna repeat things. You need to learn from, or have those things so you're taught about the past and you're not just completely oblivious and you don't know what happened 100,
Right.
200, 300 years ago.
Right. Because I think people are just, and it's not only like destroying like monuments and businesses and stuff. It's also like creating things you love too. And when you think don't think they're good enough, you destroy them. You create like pictures, or you do pottery, or you write a book, or like you just do these things that you love to do, and then you almost don't think that it's good enough, so you destroyed it. That, like, to me too, that's almost like creating like a healthy lifestyle, and you feel like you're not doing good enough, so you like become destructive by just like eating unhealthy and not exercising anymore. So like creating a destruction can be anything, but like I almost think that like there are a lot of people that to them they really don't care either way. It's just like it happens, you move on and stuff. But like people can create like beautiful things, but then you just have those people that just don't care and want to destroy what people make and judge them for making those things almost like they're not good enough.
Yeah.
So
It's even like artwork,
yeah.
like we were saying. You get, that was, I forget who it was. It was Picasso or Vincent van Gogh. But there was paintings. He would make paintings on his canvas,
Mhm.
and then he never had money to get new canvas,
Mhm.
so he would paint his new paintings right over his old paintings. And there's actually a painting at the Art Institute Museum in Chicago, where if you look at one of his paintings and like kind of like look down at a certain angle, you could see the eyes of the person that he
Yeah.
drew from. That's underneath that. You could see like the outlines.
Really?
So,
So he like just didn't have
I
enough
forget who
money?
it was. He was poor.
So he drew. So he
He
painted
painted
something.
on the canvas,
and then he painted on it
over
again.
it. He painted something new over it because he had no money
Wow.
to buy a new canvas. So it's like that you
Yeah.
destroy that artwork. Or like my sister even, they at their high school, they all painted for their art class. They painted on the walls of the high school she went to.
Mhm.
Bug.
It was a mosquito.
And then, so there was it was Catholic high school. They had a guys and a girls. It was
Mhm.
separated. My sister went to the girls. My brothers went to the guys. And then after they were all gone, after they left, I think my brother was there when they brought everyone together.
Mhm.
Like they combined the two schools.
Okay.
And they took down the one school, the guys' school, and moved everyone into the women's. And they painted over all the walls that they had drew all their artwork on, and to make it like they painted over it just white. Like I think my sister spent like over 50 hours after
Oh my
school
gosh.
drawing, and it was I have pictures I could show you. it was like a abstract, I think it was an abstract painting of like the United States. And you had to take a famous artist like painting and recreate it. You had to paint it on the wall of the school.
And they just painted right.
And they just paint right over. It's like things like that, that creation
Well,
versus
that's
destruction.
like makes me think too, like
Maybe not 50 hours. I don't know exactly the hours, how
Right.
long she spent on it. I was just
that's
saying
like
the
almost
number.
makes me think too. Like my mom did that. Like she painted crayons like herself on the wall. Like at one point, me, my sister, and my brother, when we were really little, shared a room. And we shared like a bunk bed. My brother was on top of me. My sister slept on the bottom. And she painted crayons on the walls. And like she spent like a long time like putting the crayons on the walls and putting our names on the crayons. And that makes you think like how many parents spend time doing that. Like you paint these like rooms for your children, and then they get older, and obviously they don't want the thing on the wall that you painted when they were children, and they want something different, so you cover it up, paint it white, and then you start over. And that's why I said, like, creation and destruction doesn't have to be like building a building and destroying it. It could be your kid makes you a plate at school and you accidentally drop it, or they bring home like paperwork and everything and then you accidentally like throw it away.
Could be anything.
Yeah, it could be like anything. I just think that there are so many people out there that are so gifted, and there's so many people out there that are so judgmental over what people do, that people will start doing what they love, and then when people start judging them and being like destructing and destructive towards what they're doing, they stop doing it. So if you have something that you love to do and that like you're good at and you enjoy doing, and it might bring other people joy of creating that, then do it. Don't let people who judge you and might say you're like not good enough to do it destroy your passion to do so. Because like that's what you like were saying, like you were joking, but people spend time to make your cigars, and then you guys.
Well, it's like
you guys smoke 'em.
we talk about Gurkha, Majesty's Service or whatever, his royal service. I don't know. It's a $750 cigar.
Right.
Can you imagine someone made that cigar? Obviously, it's meant to be smoked,
Right.
but you're just smoking something. It's just burning up. That's $750. Like, I mean, I want it.
Yeah.
I want to try it, but I couldn't ever spend that amount of money on
Right.
it unless I like hit the jackpot in the lottery.
Well, that makes me think of some of the stuff like we print bottles at work, and we've like after we print them, we look up some of the bottles, and they're like $500-$600, and it's like because the alcohol sits for so long. It's like you spend this $600 on like a whiskey, and it's because it's like sat for so long and it's supposed to be so good, but then you drink it and it's gone. But you spent $600 on it because somebody took the time to create it and let it sit for like how many amount of years for you to have it for 2 seconds and it be gone.
Yep.
I mean, that also makes you think of how many chefs will sit and prepare like these beautiful meals for you to eat them in 2 seconds and they're gone.
Yeah, they get their money's worth though, with how much they charge for some of that stuff.
Well, I understand that, but still, like, you create such a beautiful thing for it just to be eaten. I mean, you love what you do, so you don't care, but I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of people that create things that are just gone within seconds.
Yep.
So that's why I felt like this was an interesting topic, because it could literally just be anything.
Yes, it can.
Anything.
Someone made this can of Coke and whiskey, and I'm drinking it.
Well, you made it. You mixed it together, but.
Talking about that actual.
Oh, gotcha. Like somebody actually made it. Yeah. Anything you eat, anything you drink, the clothes you wear.
I destroyed those taquitos last night.
The clothes you wear, somebody spent the time making the clothes that you wear, like the shoes that you're wearing every day. Some people will sit and create the lifestyles they want to be portrayed from what other people are portraying. But that's why it's like, I say that there are people that are out there that like our destruction side, because
They want to blow stuff up.
Yeah.
They want to take the action figures and tie little firecrackers
Yep.
to them, like Sid and Toy Story.
Yeah, like they're there to be negative. They're there to make you feel like bad about yourself. They're there to downgrade you and make you feel like you're not good enough, and the things that you create are stupid and not worth it. And how could you ask people for that amount of money for something that you created? And the other day, me and a coworker were talking about one of our favorite shows is The Office, and people on Etsy like create like masks, and they create I think it was like a coffee mug, and like people spend this time to create these things, and then people will judge them like, oh, you want like $50 for this thing, and it's like, well, yeah, because I spent time like buying all the material and putting so much time into making these things that I want to charge this amount of money, and people sometimes won't spend that amount of money because they think it's ridiculous, but it's the time and amount of money you've spent to.
When you make your own stuff, you can charge whatever you want.
Right.
If people don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, there's a million things out there that are like gonna be very similar, but create what you want to create. Don't let somebody stop you from creating what you want to. So a lot of.
And if you want to destroy the things that people create, don't.
Don't destroy. Yeah, destruction does nothing, but it's just very ugly. And
Not all the time. There could be good things.
like, what could you be destroying that
That's
could be
ugly.
good? Like, sorry, that could be good.
Destroying that could be good. If you destroyed, let's see, the Berlin Wall
Yeah,
that separated west, was it west and east? Yeah, west and east Germany.
Yeah, that's true.
Brought them together.
Yes.
They destroyed the wall.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about that. Okay.
But
and-
they built something out of it that they united.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Things like that, where you could, if something was put up into, let's see, when, not to get into Nazis and stuff,
Yeah.
but when you, into like, let's just say, like, they built these
Oh,
concentration
that's what I was saying.
camps.
Concentration camps, and then they
And
tore
then
them
they
down.
tore them
yeah.
down, destroyed them, because obviously they,
Yeah, that's true. Destruction sometimes can be good.
yes.
All the time, it's like sometimes most of the time it's not, but there are some times
There has to
it
be a
can-
little destruction that
can lead to good.
can lead to good.
That's true. I never thought about that.
See, that's what the podcast is about. Changing your opinions.
Yeah, I never.
Destruction
thought
can
about
be a good thing in certain cases.
That's true. I totally forgot. Like, yeah, because like sometimes, but like during that war, like yes, destruction, like you're destroying homes and like blowing up people's houses, but the whole like at the end they destroyed, like it brought down a wall between.
That's a whole different thing.
Was it?
The wall was well after like the war.
Was it?
Like World War II
Mhm.
happened, and eventually the Allies won.
And then
But the Berlin Wall was, I don't know the years. I'll look it up. I don't. The World War II ended in what, late 40s? World War II ended in 1945.
okay,
You want to know when the Berlin Wall came down?
like a long time after that, or?
1991.
Wow.
It wasn't started, the construction for the Berlin Wall didn't start till 1961.
So what was the purpose of building it? Just to separate the two? Like, was there a reason they didn't want?
I said that wrong. It's not West Germany, it was West Berlin. West Berlin from East Germany, including East Berlin. They put up the barrier between those.
And then they tore it down.
Yeah.
So
The
it
wall
was-
cut off West Berlin from East Germany, including East Berlin.
Hmm. Interesting. So they created a wall and then burned it down.
Yes, it's all about politics and
Oh, so.
there are different points of
Gotcha.
views with fascism and
Oh.
fascism.
Gotcha.
It's all just between, like I said, political points of views and that type of stuff.
Gotcha.
Just like, no offense, but people don't want us to build a wall between us and Mexico.
That, yeah.
We're creating a wall between us and Mexico, and I think it's a good thing
Yeah.
to have some type of border, some type of closed border.
Yeah.
But there's others, as soon as, a Democrat gets in, they're gonna tear it down, they're gonna destroy that wall.
Right. Because they don't think it's.
They don't think it's a good thing, so it's all about your point of view too.
That's true too.
Creating the wall on the border is a good thing.
Yeah.
From my point
Right.
of view.
And then
If
from
you
somebody
want,
else's
you
point
can
of
fight
view,
me on that,
yeah.
whatever, I'm not getting into
And
all
then
that,
somebody
but
else's point of view could be like, no, it's not.
that's what I'm saying, we're not getting into for political reasons.
No.
We're just saying our point of view, if you don't like it, don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I just wanted to do an episode about creating and destruction, because like you said, sometimes creating the destruction can be a good thing and it can bring people together, and sometimes, most of the time, it's not a good thing because you just have people that just want to destroy things because they think it's fun and they just want to see things.
Watch the world burn.
Yeah, they just enjoy watching people struggle and people be unhappy. But there is a lot of good, I believe there's a lot of good in the world, and there's a lot of people that create a lot of beautiful things. And
Yeah, maybe in the world. I don't know about the United States.
yeah, and I'm just saying,
I know,
like,
that was a joke.
there's a lot of people that want good, that don't want the destruction.
There's a lot of people out there that want good.
Yeah, they want things to be good. They want to create good things. They want, like he said, not necessarily take ropes to statues and tear them down. Like,
That's
'cause-
a federal offense.
yeah,
You're gonna get, and they've been not protesting, they've been oh jeez, they've been
Trying to
prosecuting people, trying to arrest them for the main people that started these.
Yeah.
Oh, ow.
Because people will they take advantage of these hard times and
To spread their own agendas.
Yeah.
To spread their political point of views.
and there's while watching, because we don't watch, I watch like the Wisconsin news channel in the morning, but we watch Fox, and I always feel like Fox News, like everybody on there is always like showing you the truth, and there's some news channels.
I'm just gonna let you know that everyone who's probably watching this, well, maybe not everyone, because I think a lot of the people that watch this are on our point of view too. But a lot of people that can potentially see this are would say completely the opposite of you, that Fox News spreads nothing but lies.
Really?
Yes, that's the whole political point of view.
Well, I feel that a lot of other news channels don't, and I feel Fox shows things that other channels might not. Maybe they do, I don't know, but I feel like watching all the stuff that has been going on, the main thing right now that started the destruction in the world was what happened with George Floyd. And obviously, yes, 100% it was wrong. What happened was 100% wrong. It should have never happened.
That was one thing even everyone on every channel, every news channel agreed.
There's not...
That was a unification thing between political points of views, that it was wrong.
There's not one person that you could meet that could... Maybe there's one person you could meet, like, somewhere out there that needs some help, that would tell you that was right. No, everybody was hand in hand telling you that what happened was wrong, and instead of creating...
There's all different points of views.
I get that, but...
That's the whole issue. That's not the issue, but that's the issue. It's political points of views that people want to spread their own agendas. So, like, yes, it was wrong to kill him, to kneel on his neck, and he couldn't breathe, but was he in the wrong and deserved to be arrested? Maybe. Right. But I'm not saying he deserved to die.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That could have created a moment in the United States where all of us were on the same page. We could have came together and created this united front, and instead it created destruction. And that's why I wanted to have this maybe topic, because it is something that just created destruction in the United States.
Created destruction, but there was like we said, the unification. Everyone thought it was wrong, but then I'll refer to them as they, because I'm not gonna, whatever.
Yeah.
The liberal Democratic Party wants to push, like I said, their own agenda, trying to make it. They feed off of spreading hate and racism. That's their whole point. Right. They want to say, on camera, they'll say, let's bring everyone together, but they'll put things in place that'll just divide the country even further. Yeah. The Democrats and liberals. Liberals.
It's sad.
That's the truth.
The world could just be a better and beautiful place if we all just came together and were on the same page, but there won't be people that want to do that. And I don't know if it's because we're Republicans, and I don't know if it's because I just feel like sometimes the Democrats they don't make good decisions.
It's not necessarily that even Republicans versus Democrats. Like my dad would always say, he was a Democrat his whole life.
Yeah.
But you get to a point where it's just, you could see in the world what's going on, and you're starting to expose a lot of these Democrats for who they really are.
Right.
Even some Republicans.
Oh,
it has nothing to do with, it's not Democrat, Republican.
Just the
there's
people themselves.
different people who take advantage of the system, and there's
Yeah.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. So share with us, guys, the things that you think that people have created that are beautiful, and the things that you just think people just enjoy destroying. Are you with creating? Maybe you are one of those people that like destroying. Hey, like if that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do. I'm not going to.
The country is being destroyed.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that, but right now we feel like our country is being destroyed.
It's trying to be destroyed, and I'm going to say it, and you could get mad all you want, but the only person standing in between our country being destroyed is President Trump.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
I think so too.
So we're in a lot of trouble if he does not win re-election.
And there's a lot of people that feel like he should be out, but there is a lot of people that feel like he needs to stay in. So maybe share with us how you guys feel about that too. Are you for what Trump is doing, or do you think he needs to be out? I don't share your opinions with us. It's fine. We like Trump. We like what he's doing. If you don't like that and you want to unfollow us, go ahead. We're perfectly fine with that. But
we're not going to argue and fight with you, anyone.
Everybody has their opinion on things that are going on, but share with us what you think. Share with us if there's things that you have created and that you want to share with the world. I am not going to judge people for what they do.
If you're an artist out there, show us what you create.
Yeah.
Show us your jewelry that you make. Show us your clothes, your knitting stuff. I don't know the proper term here. The stuff you knit.
Yes, the stuff you produce from knitting, and show us
the paintings you make, drawings.
Like Jeremiah does. If you do photographs, show us that. Put your page names, like your Instagram names, your Facebook names, like anything you want to share with us. Share with us.
If you listen to this and you do share some of this stuff, maybe we'll feature your name and your page in our next video.
In our next video, if you share some stuff with us, we'll feature your name so people can find you and they can go see the beautiful things you are creating in this world. Because I am, like you said, as much as sometimes destruction can bring good things, I am for creating beautiful things. And I want people to keep creating beautiful things, and I want people to keep sharing the beautiful things that they create with other people, because there are people out there that, like I think we've said before, that will watch our podcast, that will love what we're doing, love what we are creating, and will hit the subscribe button and watch our videos every week. There are some people that just don't. They'll come by, they'll see it, and they just won't like it. And that's okay. Some people like the things you do, some people don't like the things you do, and I am not going to judge you. I am here to support other people and the things that they do and create.
On that topic, you said that you are doing this, we're creating our podcast. Like she said, if you don't like it, you don't watch it. If you like it, you watch it. Either way, we're creating it.
Yeah. If you don't like people who might stumble just across like my individual podcast on like Spotify and stuff like that, like if you don't like what you're hearing, you don't have to listen to it. It's okay. Not everybody in the world is going to be on your page, and not everybody in the world is going to support you, and that is perfectly fine. You're going to find people that enjoy what you do, and you're going to find people who don't enjoy what you do. You just gotta find those people that enjoy what you do and just go with it.
You find your community.
Yeah, you find your community. You find those people that are there to support you and there to cheer you on and keep you going. So if you want to share it on our page, go ahead, because I will support you. I will be one of those people who cheer you on.
It's just like this. Not to bring it up again, I feel like I bring it up all the time, but Select Draw. It's a guy. He makes these. Well, I don't know if it's just I don't know the whole story,
Right.
but it's a company that is I would say a small business.
Right.
He creates these cigar cutters. He actually created a cigar travel humidor that I ordered.
You ordered it?
I ordered it, so I will do an unboxing video on our next podcast. I should have it by next Tuesday.
Or if it's not on the podcast, you could just do a video of an unboxing.
It'll be on the podcast.
You want to do it on the podcast? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Or a video, whatever. Whatever happens.
Whatever happens, happens.
Because I might be too eager
He
to
might
open
be too
it.
eager to say to open it, so always has to start videotaping.
But like I said, this guy, he's a select draw. I followed him on Instagram. He actually followed us back on in the Cigar Lounge page. He comments on some of my pictures and stuff. So I like to support those types of people that, whatever political side of point of view is, we put that aside. We don't care. We just look at types of stuff they create, and I use it all the time, and it's actually a very useful tool for smoking a cigar.
And that's why he said, if you guys want to come over to our Instagram pages and you create things and you want to follow us and we follow you, and maybe there's things that you have on your page that I like, and I'll buy and I'll support you, and then I'll put them on my Instagram and tag you, and
Maybe it's a T-shirt you created
Yeah.
that you like that we'll feature
we'll
on one of
feature
ours.
on our videos. Like anything you guys create, we can give you shout outs and everything and sponsor you guys as well. I will put this out there. I did have somebody that does jewelry that wanted to try to have me sponsor them. I was honest with that person, like I'm not a big jewelry person. That's maybe something like if you do certain type of things I might do, but I'm not a big wearing of jewelry thing. But if you do it, hey, I'll follow you and sponsor you and maybe give you a shout out and send it to like some of my friends or family that wear it, and maybe buy stuff and give it to them for you, because I'm all for spreading the word and sharing what people do. So, thank you for joining us for this episode, and this has been Creating versus Destruction.
So back to my cigar. I did find out it is a Maduro wrap. I was torn between the Habano or Maduro. Habano I think was a little lighter I base it based on the nub cigars I usually smoke.
Yeah.
Because the Maduro is really dark, then they got the double Maduro,
Yeah.
which is darker. The Habano is a little lighter. Then they got the Connecticut and the Cameroon. So this is a Maduro wrap. It is talking to the video because the podcast part
Yeah.
is over. I do taste a little, I don't know, it's mocha. Can't really tell if it's mocha and like nutty. Yeah, some type of nut is in. I taste some type of nut.
Some type of nut.
Some type of nut. Some type.
Some type of
Some
nut.
type of nut.
I don't know what it is, but it's some type of nut.
There's something in there.
There's something in there. I can taste it. Let me see if I can taste it.
You're gonna smoke it.
Mm.
First time live on the podcast. Take a puff.
I can't taste
You
anything.
can't. It's hard. That's what I'm trying to figure out still. Like, figure out
I
your
don't
palate.
taste anything. I don't taste anything.
Yeah, I taste a little. Definitely gonna pick that up. I don't know. I got my headphones.
That's okay. Sorry.
Does it when she's not here.
Getting a little distracted.
The neighbors.
Yeah.
You could leave this in there. Then they know. Jeremiah is like, so that's the neighbors that you always talk about? He's like, he just came over and started talking about fishing.
Yeah. You're being a little stingy because our neighbors are doing stuff that's suspicious.
Suspicious things. They're
Yeah.
definitely going to destroy
What's
something.
so funny is I was talking to a coworker today that I sat across today, and she said, "Wouldn't it be funny if you just took Ken's cigar and you took a puff from it, and everybody on the YouTube channel would be like, oh, did she just do that? That was for you." If you ever watch,
I would say, does she watch?
I'll have to tell you to watch this one. That was for you. And yeah, I didn't say anything. And that was for all the people that are out there. Are you ever gonna do it? Just did it. Bam, that was for you.
Yeah, so what I was saying was a little nutty. Yeah, I don't know what kind of nut. I'm not good with nuts. That's
What do you think it is?
wait.
Like hazelnut? Or
I'd say it's. This flavors have been getting stronger. I think they usually will get stronger towards the. I think I'm only in the middle, the second third of my cigar. The first third was a little lighter.
okay.
I think that's where I was tasting most of the
Nutty flavor.
nutty flavor. Maybe the chocolate or like cocoa bean type thing. Then I started to taste a little nut. It's funny.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm starting to taste more of the, maybe not cedar, but type of the wood, the earthiness of the cigar,
I think
and the
that's all I
actual
tasted.
tobacco.
It was just like
The actual tobacco.
yeah, like a woody flavor.
Wood.
So
No buzz in there?
Mm-mm. What?
Buzz Lightyear and Woody?
Oh.
It was a joke.
I didn't get that for
No.
a second.
No buzz?
I didn't get that for a second. I was like, buzz.
No, you're not feeling a buzz?
So next week, do you want to do why do people do bad? Why do people do things they know that are bad? Or do you want to do gender roles?
Jeremiah request.
Jeremiah requested
If we do that one, I think we should request his presence again.
for gender roles?
But we can't because your parents will be here that day. We can't do it next week. We
Yeah,
might have to
next-
take a week hiatus.
Yeah, next weekend my parents will be there. Or be here.
We
so-
might have to record it an earlier day,
Yeah, we might.
or later in the week.
Or on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying, later
Yeah.
that week. Instead of Friday, we'll have to record it on Sunday and release it on Friday.
Yeah.
Might be a Sunday fun day in the cigar lounge.
Yeah, but it'll be released on Friday.
Yes.
Yes, because my parents will be here, so we might have to shift when we record around a little bit, just because they will be here.
Your
But-
parents want to be featured in an episode?
Probably not.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'm sure they got a lot to say. Your dad likes cigars sometimes. You could smoke a cigar. We'll just say smoke cigars and the two girls could talk.
So, do you want? Is there another topic that?
I don't know, this one took a lot out of me. This one got deep.
Oh my gosh, you barely
That was-
talked towards this one.
What do you mean I barely talked?
Come on now.
I said a lot, dude.
That's true. He was so worried because I picked this topic. And he
I
was
wasn't
like-
worried. I just said that you need to start the conversation.
He was
Once
like-
you start the
he's
conversation,
like,
it's easy to keep
I don't
it
have
going.
anything to talk about and blah blah. Like you gotta.
And I brought up the whole Berlin Wall thing.
I'm distracted because I don't know if you can see
The
that
double
girl
car?
standing outside in between the two windows of the double cars.
I could see that they're driving. She's on top of the car.
Yes, but she has her foot in the truck window of the car next to it.
They're doing something stupid. They're the girl on top of a
Yeah, I
pickup
almost
truck and
wish
a
I could,
minivan.
like,
And they're
I
driving
wish I could
and
show
she's
you
like
what
straddling in the middle of the cars. She's on top of the roof as they're driving. They're trying to do something stupid that's not going to end well. This is destruction side of people.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not destruction. This is a reckless side of people.
Yeah, this is like reckless. Okay. Yeah, that was, sorry, I was very distracted by what this people do. So,
Deck. Cadillac.
so do you want to do one of those, or do you want to pick a topic?
We could do one of those.
Which one?
What were they?
Why do people do things they know that are bad, or gender roles?
Let's start with why do people do things they know are bad? The conversation go.
There's a lot of things people do that they know are bad, but they still do them.
Like we said, why do I take that extra shot of whiskey? Not me personally. I'm saying, like, people at the bar. Why do
Yeah.
you take that extra?
Why would you
do
drink and drive?
Why do you take that 20th drink? Yeah, they're both on top of the card now.
I'm not even doing.
You're just trying to have some fun.
Okay, but that is
Living
not a way
life.
to have some
YOLO.
fun. That's a way to die.
YOLO.
That's a way to kill yourself because you're trying to have fun on top of
Car skiing, was it Kelso? We got on top of the
Oh,
car with
yeah.
the skis.
Sorry, guys, these two people. Okay. Do you have the back thing in your phone, please?
You need it. You don't know it by now?
Thank you for joining us for another
Yeah,
next
next week, and then I'll fuck up the one. It's okay, you didn't hear it.
Is that on?
This, no. Now it is.
Thank you for joining us for another episode. For next week, we decided we're going to be discussing why do people do things that they know that are bad, like drinking too much and driving, duh. So this has been another Friday night in the Cigar Lounge.
So grab a stogie and enjoy the lounge. Yeah. That's how a podcast is recorded.
Yeah, and if you noticed this week, because I want to point out, is that I downloaded something on my laptop to record it differently. So I didn't record it straight from the Anchor website, because on the Anchor website and all our other videos, you would have noticed that we can
Not our
only...
videos. Well, yeah, the videos.
In the videos, you would have noticed that we can only record up to 30 minutes, and then it like cuts you off. So I wanted to find something that I could just record on and just keep going without stopping. And then if I wanted to, I could cut it in between and put the advertisement in if I wanted to. So I decided to download something that... Trying something different that worked, that I already have tried to see if it would go to...
Eventually she'll get a cord for her phone so we can hook up a microphone to it.
I'm getting there, everybody, so...
She's not.
So thank you for joining us again, and hopefully you're a subscriber and you keep subscribing to our videos and watching us along our journey. Maybe like, eventually the background scenery will change if we ever move into a house and stuff like that. Maybe like Jeremiah was saying, when we become famous and people start sponsoring us, you won't know what it's like to be like, what did he say?
Struggle.
The struggle when we all started, we're in the garage.
In the garage on a 100-degree day with the little fan
Yeah.
going.
So thank you for joining us for another Friday night in the Cigar Lounge.
So grab a stogie and enjoy the lounge.